themselves on a deeper level beyond the surface. I highly recommend this book. It lets you guys know what signs you're compatible with, and it also lets you know who you are to the core.
Now, can you read that to us? It was backwards for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so it's the book of astrology is the complete guide to understanding horoscopes by Marianne Williamson, and you can add Five Below. This is it. Yeah. Okay. I picked it up a couple weeks ago, and I'm just now cracking it open. You know how you can pick something up and not get to it until you really set the time to indulge in your investments. So that's what I was doing for the past week. I was just doing a lot of reading, a lot of solitude. So, anyways, if it's your first time here, welcome back. I'm actually Anye, an intuitive alchemist and energy reader, and I'm just here to help y'all heal. All right. And we're healing with humor because laughter is always the best medicine. Talk to these people, B.
I am B, aka Magoon. I am here, like Ashley said, to help you heal. Um, I am what I am. However, Spirit decides to use me at any given moment, I'm going to give it to you how it's downloaded. So, welcome to the space. And for those, if this is your first time, I am a tarot reader. I have the clairs, if you understand what that is. And then I also work in mediumship. So every now and then, your ancestors may tap in and tell me, hey, call out this person, tell them XYZ. So that's what we do here at this channel.
Soraya's on.
She is.
Now the energy is balanced.
And shout out to Soraya. She helped me with something yesterday. So big ups to her. Big blessings her way. Come on. Thank you so much again.
Okay. Give her flowers now. We ain't gotta wait till people transition. Give them their flowers now. If they are good people and they are good to you, when they do good to you, give them their flowers now. Okay.
Exactly.
She said, of course. Yeah. So I don't know if you wanted to pick up where we left off the last time, but I did want to at least touch on this Scorpio full moon that just passed, because I was thinking about it. And when you think about full moons, people are always giving you preparation on how to prepare for it, what to expect, and how to get ready for it. But no one ever tells you the aftermath. How are you going to feel after? What to do when you feel this way after, and how you can help yourself once that phase has passed. So I figured we would deep dive into that. I don't even know what the topic was last week, to be honest with you. So I wanted to keep up with what's current, and I wanted to kind of go beyond the surface on how we can help heal after a huge energetic shift, because that was a huge shift. I mean, that really shook up a lot of people's emotions.
And it's still here. Of my life. It's still here. It's still here because the energy is still here. Yes.
And people forget that. They think that after a major transitional astrological shift has happened, that's it. But the energy is still potent. And you can still actually harness that energy now. Even though it's already passed, you can still harness it. So a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't get a chance to manifest. I didn't get a chance to harness the energy. Oh, baby, you can still harness that energy, okay? It is still here. Oh, my God, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, my God, thank you so much. You have no idea how much those words touched my heart and how much I needed to hear that. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. I don't know where you're watching from. We had someone watching from Australia last week.
And New Zealand too.
New Zealand, that's what it was, New Zealand.
Yeah.
And we couldn't connect with each other last week, so we apologize for the technical difficulties, but thank you so much for your kind words. We greatly appreciate it, and we hope that you continue to watch us every Tuesday, same time, same place, 11:11 Eastern Standard Time. So anyways, I figured we would talk about that because I know a lot of people, I mean, everyone has been actually talking about it. I'm talking from celebrities to spiritualists. I mean, it's not just something that is being talked on or touched on in the spiritual community. Everyone is talking about how big of a shift this full moon has affected them. So I thought that we would touch on it. So if you are with it, then I'm with it. And I think that we should talk about it because, like I said, a lot of people know how to prepare for these astrological transits, but they don't know what to do after. And they're just kind of left with, okay, well, I know how I prepared for it, but what do I do now that I'm feeling all of these feelings, all these emotions are coming up. I'm having to face all these things that I have basically been ignoring, and now I don't know what to do. Well, we got you. We got you. Okay?
Can
That's
you
why we're here.
feel what I feel?
That's why we're here. We got you, and we ready to go. Okay?
Okay,
Where's
listen.
that from? Well, you know, you know. Listen, I'm showing my age now. We got you when we ready to go. That's Wanda. Okay, that's Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
That's
yes.
Color.
Yes. Hated it.
Oh, okay, I was just going to say that. That was going to be my next transition. Hate it. Because honestly, after that full moon like shift, I was just like, not why is this happening to me, but what is it trying to teach me? Because I'm just like, all these emotions that are coming up, I was very much in my hated it moment. I was like, Spirit, like, you did your big one on this one. You did your big one, but I know everything happens for a reason. So that's why I wasn't trying to sweat it too much. But I'm like, what are you trying to teach me? So I figure, we go through all the signs, as we always do, and we'll do the tag team effect because that seems to be working for us. And I really believe that everybody can benefit from it. It's not just going to be for certain signs that the shift or that this full moon has affected. It's going to be for everyone. So if you have any announcements, B, you are more than welcome to take the floor while I get my notes together because I'm still trying to find.
You know what? I am gonna announce this because I haven't done it yet, and you know the announcement already. So for those who do not know, yours truly has been accepted into a historic Black medical college, and so I will be working on my PhD in health policies. Really, that's my focus. And it's health. Yeah, public health policy is going to be my focus. The department is in global health equity, but that's going to be my focus. So I did want to share that because I hadn't shared that yet. If you caught me, thank you so much, Gemini. So if you caught me on my live a few days ago, I was talking about how I do other things, like I do other things in this world besides just this, and that is like where my calling is to help, literally help people heal. So this is just the other side of that, so thank you so much.
That's right. Oh, we have some comments. I'm just trying to read them as you're talking. Something I did so much work on healing from came up. Let me see if you ready. I'm telling you, you will get triggered left and right. Listen. That spirit's way of saying, "Is you ready? Look, is you done? Or are you finished?" That spirit's way of being like, "Listen, I'm gonna trigger you to see if you're finished or if you're ready, because it's so imperative for us to know our triggers because our triggers are just mirrors. We think that our triggers are our enemy. A trigger is just a mirror to reflect back to us what we need to heal. So whenever you get triggered, I always ask myself, what am I not healed from? What do I need to continue to heal? That's what a trigger is. I don't know if that's the same with you, B, but that's how I feel when I'm being triggered. What do I need to heal? So why is it affecting me so much?
This week I wasn't in that energy, but I was in that energy of okay, I'm not gonna do this. Nope, I gotta keep going. Nope, I gotta keep going.
Yeah.
But then also understanding, and this is kind of like the space I'm in now is understanding, is this really for me, or am I trying to hold on just because?
Mm-hmm.
So I like, so the energy is still very much present here, and I'm still working through some things, honestly. But there is, when I say there's this whole inner strength that I have found within myself. I started to see why people, a few years ago, there was this ministry that I was a part of, and everybody used to call me the lion, the young lion. And I never understood it until now. And so I was just like, wow, like that beast is in here. And if you go through my personal page, you will see a tattoo that I actually had on my back that was a prophecy given to me, by a man from Africa. And yeah, when he told it to me, I was like, yo, that would be a dope tattoo as a reminder of the spirit that I carry. So I do, and it is a lion. Somebody asked me one time, but you're not a Leo. But I'm like, but I have Leo placements in my vocal. That's why I talk the way that I talk, because
Yeah.
I communicate in Leo. But
Mm-hmm.
um it definitely, that inner voice definitely charged me to keep going when I got to a rough moment. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, to experience this in real time, okay, there was a growth there because I didn't used to do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I understand that. I overstand that as a Gemini two times just mentioned. Um, so yeah, it's whew, listen, I don't even know where to start. I could like piggyback off of that, and I would be piggybacking for the rest of the damn night. Um,
Okay. No,
because
I get
it's
it.
so much, like it's so many different layers to that, and healing is just, it's never ending. Like you're never going to be 100% healed, and the minute that you understand that, overstand that, and understand that, life gets so much easier. It's an everyday thing because there will always be different things that come up to trigger you to see if you're truly on, or if you're truly dedicated to that healing journey. It'll always be things that is going to come up in you that you thought that you healed from. All right, and it's there for it's
I
there to reflect back to you what you have not healed, and it's only for your greatest good. It's just to help you. It's not you. You have to always, what is it teaching me? Not why is it happening to me? What is it teaching me? All right. So no limit 917. Ew,
okay.
thank you for joining us. All right, so let's go ahead and get into topic. I know you guys are just like, bitch, just get into it. Listen, I can talk for days. All right, y'all already know my Mercury is Sagittarius, so I can just bump these gums until the cows come home. But I want to hop into this topic because I really want you
Yes.
guys to understand how you can still harness this energy of the Scorpio full moon. All right. Yeah, listen, you got to be 10 toes down for this healing journey. You got to be 10 toes down because the minute you think that you got it wrapped around your finger, spirit will throw you a curveball. And that's when you got to be like, I got you. Now I got it. Now I'm on my P's and so. All right, so let's hop into it. Welcome back, guys. So just because the full moon in Scorpio has passed, the magic is still there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's still in motion. I said earlier, everyone always talks about what to do before the full moon, but what about after? Nobody ever tells you what to do after with all the energy that's been stirred up. And that's what we're deep diving into today. Please say what again? Oh, you know, I do so much damn talking. I don't even know what I said. B, what did I say? What did I say?
For
It's not happening to you. It's happening for you.
mm-hmm.
I don't know what I said. I'm sorry. I may have to. after it's posted, I may have to go back and watch it and then just put it in the comments what I said, because y'all be talking so much. I don't know what I say my damn self. Anyways, okay. Let's get into it. Okay.
And I'm getting revelations over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Why does the after matter? Let's be real. Most of the shifts that happen during the full moon don't fully hit until after it's peaked. Did you guys know that? That's when the dust settles and your emotions land and you start to realize everything that the moon brought to the surface. Is when everything settles and you're like, okay, that's why that happened. Because while it's happening, it's a lot of like turbulence, a lot of different emotions up and down. Like you are all over the place. Literally, your emotions are like a chicken with the head cut off. All right. It's not until after the dust settles to where you're like, oh, okay, that's why I felt that emotion, because I need to check that. I need to deal with that. That's why I felt so much confusion. I need to rectify that. I need to correct that. So it's when the dust settles, that's when everything is like brought to the forefront and you're like, all right, now I know what I need to do. Right? So this Scorpio full moon in particular was deep. All right. It reveals secrets, unhealed wounds, buried desires, and spiritual truths. All right. And it's not even a one-night event. All right. The effects of it could echo for days, even weeks, guys. I'm so serious. If you're still feeling raw, emotional, or like your soul is just in a cocoon, don't rush the process. Trust the process. All right. You're in the middle of your transformation. You're not behind schedule. Okay. You're right on time. So in order for us to understand the Scorpio full moon, we have to understand what Scorpio represents. The sign of Scorpio is literally Phoenix rising from the ashes. Scorpios are known to transform and transmute. That's why they're always trying to with Scorpios, because they know that they can transmute any situation and completely turn it around. Like they are truly the definitions of people that are alchemists, right? Like they can transform any situation. Very, very powerful people. And if that power is not channeled correctly, a unhealed Scorpio can literally someone's life over. That's why you have to make sure that you are operating out of your higher self. If you have a lot of Scorpio placements, because you're truly powerful. You truly are powerful. And Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio rules the genitals. So you have that sexual magnetism, and the highest form of energy is sexual energy. So think about how much you can create just with sexual energy. That's why I say Scorpios are so powerful, because they're alchemists, but also the sign of Scorpio rules the genitals. So they have that sexual alchemy too, where they can transform you sexually. So it's a lot going on with this moon, guys. Oh my God, it's a lot. I'm gonna try to stay on schedule. That's why I have my notes here, because when I don't look at my notes, I just be where was I? All right. So yes, Scorpio is a sign of endings and rebirth. Okay. This full moon wanted us to dig deep and face what we are usually avoiding: fears, control issues, emotional baggage, unresolved karma. And this is not just karma from this lifetime. Because remember, we are ancient beings. So we are carrying karma from different lifetimes. Some of us are carrying our ancestors' karma. You ever heard of generational karma? That shit is passed down. So if your father or mother did not rectify that issue while they were here, guess what? It's now in your lap. And you have to deal with it. That's why it's so important to cleanse your energy and know what you're dealing with and what things were passed down in your family through your bloodline, so that you can be the one to rectify it. It stops with you, right? So during the full moon, the veil was lifted between your conscious mind and the truth. It was very thin. It was very thin. Like the veil was incredibly thin. So that's why a lot of people saw, how do I say this to where it sounds not as confusing as it's coming through my head. This is the reason why a lot of truths were revealed during this time that you guys might not have recognized prior to the full moon. Now, a lot of you guys might have known these things before the full moon hit, but they weren't as visible until after the full moon hit, if that makes sense. Because you know when something's not right. It's like you're conscious of it, or maybe it's still in your subconscious mind, so it's not affecting you as hard as it should. But after the astrological shift hits, oh, you have to deal with it now. Like, it's no longer something that you can put off on your to-do list. You have to deal with it. And this is what this full moon did. It made you deal with all of these feelings, these shifts, these unhinged thoughts that you were putting on your to-do list, to maybe get to later. No, now you got to deal with that shit now. This is what the full moon did. It exposed and illuminated a lot of things that we just weren't ready to deal with, that we have to deal with now, right? So this is when real transformation happens, after the awareness hits, once you decide what to do with it, okay? So here's what you can do now in order to still harness that energy and still work with it. You can start journaling, okay? Now, this is something that I wish I would have done during the full moon, because I had a lot of different dreams that I cannot remember. And I always tell myself, get a dream journal, put it by your bed and write it down, because dreams are messages. When you dream, it's not just you dreaming. This is your higher self trying to tell you something. And a lot of the times when you dream, these are things that's going to happen to you, like in the future. So when you dream, make sure that you are taking notes on what's happening, because these are energetic messages from your ancestors, from your angels, the ascended masters, letting you know what's going to happen. And I'm almost done, B, so you can jump in. I just want to get through this.
Okay, no, you're fine.
Really quickly, I'm sorry, because I know we're supposed to be going, back and forth. So journaling, energy releasing, not having that energy built up inside of you, releasing it. I am so guilty of internalizing a lot of things, and in the end, it only fucked me over. It only screwed me. Like, you have to let stuff out, and you have to be honest with your feelings, because if you are in denial with your feelings, you're going to be living in this. You will be living in a state of delusion if you're not honest with your feelings. So even if you are internalizing your feelings, at least be honest with what you're internalizing, so that you're not living in a state of delusion. Because what happens when you don't deal with something, it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And then it comes out like this instead of coming out like this, how it should. Like easy, like Sunday morning. So sometimes it's okay to internalize, but you have to be honest with what's going on inside your brain, right? And embody the new you. Okay, once something dies, you are birthing something else. And that's why I always tell people, whenever the death card comes out during a reading, don't ever flinch and get scared. It just means that something is dying. Maybe an old way, an old thought process, an old standard that you used to try to live up to. It just means that you're birthing something fresh. You're birthing something new, okay? And the final thoughts, transformation does not end with the moon. It begins here. This is the first day of the rest of your life. So start fresh. The Scorpio full moon may have cracked something open for you, but now it's your turn to decide what rises from the ashes, okay? You're not late. You're right on time. You are exactly right where you need to be. And don't ever think that you could have done something different, or you should have done something different. You are exactly where you need to be, and all the choices that you made led you to this very moment right here. All right. So now that we've explored this energy and how to still harness it, I want to pass I wish I had a mic to pass to you. I want to pass over
I love it.
My amazing co-host, who's going to break down some practical tips for each zodiac sign on how to keep riding this wave of transformation even after the full moon has passed. So B, please take it away, because I'm sure everybody wants to know how they can still harness this energy after it's passed, because everyone tells you what to do up until the full moon. What do we do after? And B is going to let you guys know that right now. So go ahead, B, take it away, my love.
So first, I will say that I have a collective because during the intro session, I was pulling cards because I was like, Spirit, what are you what do you want us to first and foremost know? And in that, I do have a generalized message, and then I had to write down some other stuff because spirit is spiriting. Okay, so the first,
I like that.
yes,
I'm gonna use that. Spirit is spirited. I like
okay,
that, bestie. I'm gonna use that.
yes, like full fledged. Okay, so the first thing I have here is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and what I was getting from this is that a lot of us have felt like no matter what we did, we were not producing what we were expecting, right? It was hard for us. So no matter what, um, think of it this way. The Knight of Pentacles is that thing where money is coming towards you, right? Your resources is coming towards you. And it's like, okay, I'm going. I put my best foot forward. Why have this negative balance though? You see what I'm saying? So that is why this energy has been like this. However, Spirit says we have to look at it as the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is that this is all an illusion. This is not real. You felt like you was tied down. You felt like you were not being productive. That was all a figment of your imagination. Yes, you felt what you felt, right? Your emotions is your emotions, but it was not real because in the spiritual realm, you were doing a lot. In your physical presence, you may seem like I only took 2 steps, but those 2 steps took a lot because there was some point in your life where you may not have taken those steps, right? Then, Spirit is so funny. Spirit throughout the Knight of Swords. We were all being enlightened on something during this process because once you realize that what you were going through was not really real, it wasn't as big as it seemed. Um, you have a new perspective now. And then, and I'm cutting it off because it's like all the first 5 cards are all connected. So it puts you in this 3 of Swords energy, but in a way where you're finding relief, right? So you're being enlightened that you're actually not in that heart space that you thought. You're actually not broken. You're actually not depressed. You were having a moment, yes, but your moment is not your reality. We can have a moment, right? But that does not mean it's our reality.
I love that.
And when we recognize that, oh, I just had a bad day, but it's not my future. It's not my end all and be all, right? It was just a bad day. So let it just be a bad day, right? And there are some people that will say there aren't any bad days. And you're just like
What?
I woke up and my kitchen was on fire. I went out to start my car wouldn't start. When I got it to start, my tire blew on the way to work. I get to work 3 hours late, and you're telling me I didn't have a bad day? No, you had a bad day. You had some things happening, but that does not determine who you are as a person. It does not determine your future. And Soraya kind of was with me yesterday. So So for me to say this right now, it's like I'm kind of teaching myself some things, honestly. That's why I said like, ooh, spirit is spiriting, because baby, yes. I mean, it was the day of all days. When I tell you it was just one of them days when I want to throw in a towel. I want to go to bed and not wake up at all. Like, baby, just let me sleep for 72 hours. And after 72 hours, I'll be straight.
I'll be
Okay.
good. I'll be good.
Like,
I'll be good.
right. And so what I did was I didn't go to work today. I said, let me reset, right? Let me just be. I got some things to do. And today was lovely. It was beautiful. In spite of everything that happened yesterday, today was beautiful. Today was peaceful. Today was calm. I got a lot of things done. And I was just like, wow. Right. I was just like, wow. And that's because it's setting us up for this Seven of Pentacles, baby.
Ooh.
So this energy collective is setting us up to realize our options.
Mhm.
It's setting us up to realize that no matter what happens on this day, it does not impact the blessings that are coming our way. It does not um, impact our future selves.
Mhm.
It does
Mhm.
not, it may seem like it slowed down the process, but does it really? That's just a figment of, I'm not going to say a figment of your imagination, but it is an illusion. It is a mirage that how spirit tests us to see if we're going to keep going or if we're going to throw in the towel.
Mhm.
And let's face it, there are some negative entities and energies out there too that will play along with it. And they're like, oh, we got them this time. We got them this time. We got them this time. Right. But if we see that it's just an illusion and that we are overcomers, we will easily see that we have multiple options. We will
Yes.
easily see that, I'm going to say it this way because I literally am hearing it like this. This job that has been causing you hell is not the only job. It's an option. And usually when you look at the 7 of Cups, there's one cup that has a snake in it. That could be that cup with the snake in it, that current job. But when you dump that cup out, you have 6 more that got other stuff in it. So are you going to stay there or are you going to move on to see what other things are out there? Um okay, like spirit is really talking to me right now, y'all. So spirit just reminded me there's this scripture in the Bible where there were some men that had what we know as leprosy. And because they were leprous, they were cast out of the city. And so they were sitting there, and the place where they had been kicked out of had gone under attack, and the people were killed, things were left like gold, food, all of that. And so they were sitting there and they just looked at each other and they was like, wait, why are we gonna just sit out here and die when there's a whole kingdom empty? And really, I'm not even gonna say no, the people didn't die, they ran away. Thank you, they ran away. So they were like, we're not about to just sit here, there's a whole empty kingdom. We can get what we want, we can dress how we want to dress, we can celebrate how we want to celebrate, because they're not coming back, at least not right now. So they got up and they went back into the kingdom. How many of us are sitting outside of our own castles right now? And I'm bringing that up because I gotta share what Spirit told me to write. But how many of us are sitting outside of an empire that we could be running? What is on your inside that needs to be pulled out? Because one of the things, and I can't remember if you said it or not, but I know, but me and Bestie, our what is it? Our North Node is in Scorpio. Is that what it is?
No, our North Node's in Taurus.
As Taurus, but our South Node is in Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Right. So that's Scorpio. Listen, what are those things that you have to get out of you so that you can go to your Taurus point?
That's right. What do you have to eliminate and cut out of your life in order to live in your future North Node? Live in your future, which is your North Node, basically. So, what do you have to stop repeating in order for you to prosper, basically?
Exactly. Because once you realize that all of that is just, where's that card? Um, an illusion. I really want you to pay attention. See, this in the negative, I'm trying to make sure I can show it. In the negative, this person is whole live tied, right? But when you realize you're not tied, that you're actually free, you're free to move, you're free to speak, you're free to encourage yourself, you're free to empower yourself. And a lot of people don't see that, they don't recognize it. Once they get a thought in their head, they let it marinate and marinate and marinate, and then things, and it start to show out in their home. They start to, clutter, starts to clutter even harder, right? And one thing, I was looking at a young lady earlier, and she was sharing this story, and it's on Instagram. She was sharing the story of how she and her brother were asked to help this lady clean, and she said demonic spirits and negative spirits are attracted to clutter, and because they can hide.
I've heard that too.
So
that's why you do the spring cleaning and all that, to get things out energetically and also physically.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so, and I said, wow, the irony of it all is that today I was like, no, I have to clean my space. And I first saged it down. Like, baby, I saged the out of this place, okay? My dog was looking at me like, I'm tired of smelling this. I'm girl, you got to smell it for a good minute. And then I left my screen door open because I'm like, no, y'all got to get out. All of it, all of it. And then today I was able to actually do the other cleaning, because this was like 11, 12 last night that I did the saging, but this morning I did the rest of the cleaning. And after seeing that, and I said, that is why we feel better when we start to clean, because we're cleaning up those negative energies, those negative thoughts that we had, those bad dreams that we may have had, right? And then Spirit said this to me: the high priestess in distress is a person who does not understand their power. Pull out the power from within by recognizing what you see is just an illusion. Now, if the high priestess is this person who is a powerful manifester, but all she see is darkness, she has to understand that she has the light within. She has to understand that, oh no, baby, it's dark in here. Let me shine my light. Let me manifest the sun in this place. And when you start to understand your power, it's more than just affirmations, but it is a way of living. It is a way of being in this earth. And when you can learn to be more than what you think you are, it will come out. So that's why I was saying earlier, to me, I never saw myself as this lion, right? I did and I didn't. But then to actually feel it come up, I was like, yo, like I'm on this, I'm ready to fight. We be knucking and bucking and ready to fight. We go to, hey, like, okay. I said, I don't know where this is coming from, but I love it. And then it's like when I had to retreat, I retreat to rest, not to hide, not to
Right.
throw in the towel, but to rest, to get ready to go for it again. But also in that, also understanding that I have to also organize and rethink some things, restructure some things. There's no problem with having to restructure. What
Mm-hmm.
restructure does is you just changing the energetic forces around you. It's just like feng shui. And if you see me, I have the feng shui cards too. And it tells you if you want to manifest certain things, if you want to change the energy in certain things, change the room, change
The
where you
room.
have things placed. So change
Yeah.
how you are placing yourself in the world, change how you are thinking about things in the world, and you are literally changing the feng shui of your body, mind, soul, and spirit. And so when you change it to the I would say to the frequency, because if you think about the radio station, when you find, if especially if you had them old radios and you had to turn it to you to those wires picked up the right signal, it's like, oh, okay, so it's here, but it's here. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you turn that frequency to the right channel, baby, all that power is you. You have
And
nothing but
also,
power.
let me also mention this because once you have your spiritual awakening and you are in tune with all of your spiritual gifts, be okay with doing nothing sometimes. I know when you're in the rat race, when you're stuck in the matrix, they make you believe that you have to be busy 24/7, which is a bunch of malarkey. Okay? It's okay to rest because that's when you get downloads. That's when you
Mm-hmm.
get energetic messages. That's when you connect with your higher self, and you can't meditate in the midst of chaos. So be okay with doing nothing sometimes. It doesn't make you lazy. It doesn't make you a piece of crap. It makes you in tune with yourself. Just remember that. Because when you're in the rat race and the matrix, stuck in this simulation, they make you believe that you have to stay busy 24/7. When you stay busy, you're staying busy from yourself as well. They're keeping you busy to keep you away from your higher self. All
Mm-hmm.
right?
Exactly. And I have to show this again because I just picked up the card because Spirit said, look at the bottom of the deck. So again, you have all these options. When you recognize that you actually have more options than you think, when you finally realize it, you're going to be in the Six of Wands. All eyes on you. Victory.
Tupac.
All eyes on you, and it's victorious living. People
That's my
have
baby
to,
right now.
people will celebrate you. People, some, and what I just heard was some people are not going to understand how you got to certain things or how certain things fell in alignment for you, but when they see it, they have to acknowledge it. It's something that you cannot miss. It's almost as if I came in with a bright light and y'all like, oh, okay, like, yeah, can you cut it down some, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Spirit said. That's what Spirit said to me.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And honestly, Bestie, we have got to remember that when we slow down, like I said, that's when Spirit is going to give us all the information that we need. And this is what this full moon was doing for a lot of people, just slowing them down and letting them know that my phone is getting too hot. Yeah, that's because the conversation is hot. The
Okay.
conversation is muy caliente.
What
I
that
may have to
cartoon
get my
says,
fan out here.
smoking.
It's smoking. I think because my light is directly on my phone, that's why it's doing that. I gotta figure out some type of configuration to where my light is not directly on my phone because it is making it hot. While I get my fan to cool the conversation down, if you want to segue into Ask B, are you ready for Ask B?
I can. I can go ahead and.
Okay, I don't know if you had any more. Did you have any more things, any more jewels to drop? before we get into Ask B or no?
I will say I'm getting another another message, so I'm pulling cards for it right
Well,
now to
come
see
on. Come on with it.
see
I'm gonna
what's
get my
going on
fan,
here.
my phone down. Come on with the messages. I'm just right here getting my fan so my phone can cool down.
All right. I'm seeing two more cards need to come out. So give me just a second. I just saw a sunflower too, so I don't know who's um into sunflowers.
Those are my favorite
If
flowers. Those are
if
my favorite flowers.
if you were a follower of Oshun, because you know those are her flowers too. But I'm telling you, I just saw a huge sunflower out of nowhere.
I love sunflowers.
Oh wow. Spirit was like, "You're done," and I was like, "I'm done," and looked at my hand, and I had two cards. So again, we have this Three of Swords energy where we're feeling like we felt like we were not going to be able to heal, but we're actually are in the healing space. But then there is um this Seven of Swords energy, right? What I'm picking up is that there, for some people, there was some sort of a sneak attack. I'm sorry, I didn't show the cards. Um, there was some sort of a sneak attack, and it had you feeling like you were in this Ten of Swords, and this is the upright position where you felt like you were frozen. You felt like you couldn't handle it. But Spirit said that's because you were going in the wrong direction. When you start walking in the right direction, when you decide to take on a new trip with this Eight of Cups here, you start to go towards where you've been called. Is what I'm getting. Because when you feel the whole purpose of feeling stuck or feeling like something rough is happening is so that you can stop heading this way and you change your course of direction. Because when you change your course of direction, that is when you start to say, oh, I wasn't supposed to be going this way. I was supposed to be going this way. Got it. And that's what helps us to see those Seven of Cups, right? But then we have the Tower card, but it's in reverse. Because this is backing up what I just said. Once you realize that you don't have to go in that direction, but there's yet again another road that will take you to the place called there, you will realize that you're not in a tower moment. You will realize that, oh, that was just Spirit redirecting me to go. This isn't an emergency run for cover moment. This was just a moment to tell me to turn to go to the right direction. And now I can find my happiness, King of Cups. Now I can enjoy what life is giving me. Now I can realize and recognize why Spirit took me the way Spirit took me. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Cups in reverse. But what I'm getting is that, remember, 10 is underneath the king. When you have mastered it, when you have come to a place of complete happiness, you can say, I may not have everything that I want, but I'm content. I'm happy because there's a reason why I don't have it yet. There's a reason why things are not working out in this direction, but having me to go another direction. There are reasons. I, bestie, fellow watchers, may not understand why we go through the things that we do. We understand that it's happening for us, and we may not get the clarification yet. However, we do know that it is pushing us towards the place called there. And when we get there, we're going to see that we go from this, from, oh, okay, I didn't have it all, to, oh, it wasn't meant for me to have it in that place. It was meant for me to move. Whether that is a mental movement, whether it is a physical movement, whether it is a spiritual movement, it helped me move to the place I needed to find all the luck that I need, to find those 7 of cups, to find those options that I needed. I couldn't see that I had 6 other options while I was head deep in this one option. It was when things started to get tough for me that I turned my back on it. Oh, I have 6 other cups here. You don't want me? Baby, I'm good. That, like, we could take it to the dating world, because bestie know I used to say this. Oh, well, your loss, not mine. Because baby, I'm somebody's option out there. You not the end all be all. I got this plenty of options. And Soraya can attest to that too. I'm hearing your voice right now. Wherever you go. but I said all of that to say, whenever it starts to get tough, examine what are some other options. Examine the space. Examine your actions. Are you reacting, or are you just like, okay, let me look elsewhere. Let me turn elsewhere. Let me see where else the arrows are pointing me. Yep.
And I'm gonna build off of that statement because I truly am a firm believer of that victory is so much sweeter after you've gone through the trials and tribulations to get it. Now, don't mistake that for, a relationship has to go through all of these different things to get to the sweet spot. I'm saying sometimes you have to go through trials and tribulations with a multitude of different things to get to your blessing, to get to where you need to be so that you don't mess that up. You go through all these other things, all these other people, and then you got your blessing over here waiting for you so that you know what not to do because you already been through it with XYZ 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
And I had to turn the fan on because my phone was about to blow up. I wish I could say I did this for the aesthetically pleasing effect. I had to, otherwise it wouldn't be on live. Okay, don't come for me, Ashley. Earlier, she had me cracking up. I cannot with her. I can't with you. So before we get sidetracked anymore,
yes.
Let's go Ask me my favorite time of night because I be wanting to take advantage of this because B is expensive. Now, I'm not saying that B is not affordable, but B is expensive, okay? Now, certain services that he offers are affordable, but B is expensive. Just as an entity, he's expensive, okay? So take advantage of Ask B while you can, okay? Take advantage, okay? So it is definitely that time of night where you can ask any question under the sun, and he will let the cards do the talking. Love, past life, career, that weird dream you had last night. Nothing is off limits. So let's get into it. Drop your questions in the comments. Oh, it's the sound? Does it sound kind of like wonky, Ash?
Yeah.
Do I need to turn it down?
Turn it down.
Turn it off.
Turn it down a tad bit.
Let me turn it off just for.
Okay.
Did that make a difference, my beautiful soul family?
Yeah, it did.
Okay,
but
I
could.
sorry.
We understand why. We understand why.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you would honestly think all the money I put into this Google Pixel that it wouldn't have all of these defects, but nothing is 100%. Whoa, what, Ash? Whoa, what? Big difference? Okay. So I'll leave it off until I get the alert again that my phone is on fire. So yes, guys, if you have a question for Ask B, ask him now or forever hold your peace. And I want to give a shout out to everyone who is on, especially our new watchers. We had some new people in the comments. I've never seen you guys here. We appreciate, love, and value you. And we hope that you guys continue to watch us. We know it's late. We know we come on during the witching hours, but we appreciate that you guys stay up late enough to catch us. And we will upload this video. We save all the lives. So in case you had to step away, sign off, or if you just damn near fell asleep, we will upload the live so that you will be able to watch it whenever, however, whatever. But yeah, I just want to shout out everyone who is new and returning, because we do this for you, okay? Now, we're not new to this, we true to this, but we do this for you guys. We are on here into the midnight hour because we want to make sure that we give you guys the tools that you need to heal. And I want to know from anyone in the comments, while you guys are trying to figure out if you're going to ask a question or what question you're going to ask, are you still feeling the effects of this full moon in Scorpio? Because I sure as hell am.
Listen.
But I feel, what's a great word to describe how I feel? I feel empowered. You know, at first it was kind of like, why me? And now I'm like, why not me? My bloodline chose me. I'm chosen. I'm a chosen one. I'm an earth angel. I'm a starseed. So why not me? They knew that I would not abort the mission. They knew that I would not disperse when the heat got turned up. So you had an earthquake? Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Earthshake!
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Did it scare you, Ash? We had an earthquake in New York I want to say, was it a year ago? A couple months? My timing is off since this full moon. But we had like a little ground shaking here. What was it like? Was it scary? Like, yeah, oh my God, yeah. Girl, I can imagine. Especially where you are, like I'm sure you felt the effects tremendously.
Ooh.
That's scary. She said it was cool. Big shake. She said it was cool. I've never heard someone describe an earthquake as cool. Yeah, okay, so I'm like completely off. Thank you for clarifying us, Sarai, because I'm like, was it last year? Was it last week? Girl, my sense of timing is like completely screwed. So thank you for clarifying.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we had it, and I saw the wall kind of shift, and I'm like, am I going out of my blood clot mind, or is the wall shaking? It was an earthquake. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a huge earthquake, but I definitely saw that damn wall shift, and I'm like, okay, either I'm losing it or the world's finna end. So thank you for clarifying that, Soraya.
I've never been through one, but Mama has been through plenty living out west. So yeah.
It's a piece of the gas things.
I can hear it. I can hear her say.
I can't with her. I cannot.
Right, because I can hear her saying that.
I can hear her. Like I can hear her in the back of my mind.
It's a pandemic. Ash, thanks.
Girl, I need to look. I need to stock up on some Baileys, because you never know when it's gonna be that time where they try to shut the world down again. And I always told myself, Sarai, I said, you know what? I need to always make sure that I am fully stocked, just in case something pops off.
You know, Sarai, I just remember you telling me that. I remember you telling me that, because she's like, I was sipping my coffee. She's like, hold on. Did I pour a little too much in here, or what's going on?
Girl, that's exactly you're like harnessing my energy right now. Like I definitely felt the same. Like we are definitely vibrating on the same frequency. I'm like, am I tripping? I really thought that I was tripping. but I wasn't.
So I will say one of the things that did happen with me within this energy is last night I had a dream about two people that have passed on. So I know that most people say when people visit you that have passed on, don't hug them, don't touch them because that's them trying to call you. But as a medium, that's them giving me a message for somebody.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they just want to come talk to me. And that's what happened. But I woke up crying, and in my mind, I'm like, why am I crying? And then I realized that I never properly grieved over these two people. It was sort of like what happened? Like, oh wow, they left. And so yeah.
Now I've heard that. That's interesting to get your take on that because I have heard
Mhm.
that when you dream of someone that has crossed over or that has transitioned to the next phase, you're not supposed to hug them. But I've also heard that when you hug them, it's just your way of, saying, you know what, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. So this is, our time to hug in the ethereal realms because we weren't able to hug on Mother Earth. So it all just depends. When it's your time, it's your time, regardless if you're being hugged by someone who has crossed over. When it's your time, it's your time. So I say do what
Mhm.
feels right. Do what feels right. If you feel like hugging that beloved loved one that has passed on, hug them because when it's your time, and nothing or no one can intervene with that. Also, two cats were fighting before the earth. This is actually so random. I wonder what that means. I guess the cats were letting you know that it's about to be some shit that's being shook up. Okay, because cats are definitely tapped in. Remember, they used to worship cats in Egypt. Okay, so cats
Yes.
are definitely tapped in. So when you hear a cat outside about to pop off, you know something about to pop off, either energetically or something in the astral realm. So them cats will let you know, honey. Be prepared. Be prepared. So if we don't have anyone that is brave enough to come forward and ask me, now me putting y'all on the spot. I'm sorry. That's the Sagittarius in me. Always want you to be on Front Street. Like, get off the pot or piss. Like, what you gonna do? It's literally no gray areas with us. All right. Like, either get off the pot or piss.
Right.
If no one has any ask B questions, you guys are more than welcome to DM me or DM B, and we will ask them anonymously next week because I know a lot of people, everyone knows so comfortable putting their business on Front Street. Even though you're not physically on camera, a lot of people would prefer to ask their questions in private or just be anonymous. So if you are one of those people, then feel free to send us a DM and we'll read it next week off camera without even mentioning who you guys are. But this will conclude tonight's episode. And I guess, Bestie, we will deep dive into what we were trying to talk about last week, which was trusting the process of transformation. And this kind of ties into the full moon in Scorpio. So this will be like a continuation of tonight's episode next week. I think the two kind of go hand in hand because you still have to harness the energy, but also remember to trust the process of being transformed. And a Scorpio, if anyone knows how to transform, it's a Scorpio. So this will conclude tonight's episode of Cards and Conversations. And please, guys, always remember the cards don't dictate your fate. All right, they simply illuminate your choices. So choose wisely, love deeply. Love deeply. You never know when it's going to be your last breath, when you're going to take your last breath, or when you're going to see someone. Like, you never know. Love deeply and stay aligned. All right. And we will see you guys next time. Time, same place, Cards and Conversations, where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. We'll see you guys next week. Yes. Love y'all. Peace. Love y'all.
And you all have a good evening. And again, if you are not following me on Instagram, here is my Instagram so that you can shoot me those questions, shoot me a message. And I look forward to talking with you and meeting with you. Have a good night.